Hi everyone. Welcome to the new Would You Rather. It's kind of hard for me to do this with all that commotion going on. Being all loud and crap. The least I can try to do is make it work. Screw it. Let's do it. Would you rather party all night or sleep all night? Sleep. 48% says they party all night and 52% says they'd rather sleep all night. That's me, of course. Of course, I like to sleep all night. It's worth it. Would you rather never be able to touch anyone again or never be able to talk to anyone again? To touch anyone. 71% says they'd never be able to touch anyone again. 29% says they'll never be able to talk to anyone again. If I'm never able to touch anyone again, I'll never be able to hug anyone, kiss, or do anything with them ever again. Would you rather be half your height or be half your weight or be double your weight? Half my height. 63% says they'd rather be half their height. 37% says they'd be double their weight. Well, if you're going to be talking about half the weight, it's 155. But be half my height? It's obvious. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or fight one horse-sized duck? One. 33% says they fight 100 duck-sized horses. 67% says they'd rather fight one horse-sized duck. Well, one is fair than 100. Come on, god dang it. New freaking video. Would you rather live a long, boring life or live a short, fun life? It's gonna have to be. 28% says they live a long, boring life. 72% says they rather live a short, fun life. Well, I want my life to be long, but not boring. And but fun. Would you rather spend some quality time alone or spend some quality time with family? Family. 32% says they'd spend time alone, or 68% says they spend quality time with family. Well, I am alone in my own room, and I spend less time with family because, well, less of, less of me and more of Josiah. Well, more with Josiah and less with me, of course. I guess that's the truth. Would you rather break your arm or break your leg? Oh. Oh, goodness. 67% says they'd rather break their arm. 33% says they break their leg. Well, it has to be the right. Well, no, not the right. The left arm. If anything is gonna be, if any of my arms are gonna be broken, it's definitely have to be the left. Because I'm right-handed. Would you rather live in Antarctica for a year or spend a year in the desert? The desert. 65% says they live in Antarctica for a year. 35% says they spend a year in the desert. Well, I'd rather die a heat stroke spending a year in the desert than live in Antarctica in the cold for a year. Ah, who's calling? Not now, Kenny. This is the second night in a row you called me during this stream recording. Last night it was on Gacha Life and now here. It's a calling complex. Anyway, would you rather spend a year alone in a deep sea submarine or spend a year alone in a space station? Well, I'm not really interested in going to space, so I'm probably just going to say submarine. 36% says they'd spend a year alone in a deep sea submarine. 64% says they'd spend a year alone in space, in a space station. Again, I'm not really interested in space. Just the deep blue sea in a submarine. Would you rather live in a quiet neighborhood without many amenities, or live in a noisier neighborhood where there are plenty to do? Quiet neighborhood. 40% says they live in a quiet neighborhood without many amenities. 60% says they live in a noisier neighborhood where there is plenty to do. Well, I am living in a nice, quiet neighborhood. Feels nice. Feels great. Very peaceful. It's totally worth it. Would you rather have a college named after you or have a sports stadium named after you? I gotta stop yawning. Stadium. 39% says they have a college named after you, and 61% says they have a sports stadium named after them. Travis Harper Stadium. Or TLH Stadium. Can't imagine having a stadium named after me. Would you rather resurrect your favorite canceled show or cancel your most hated show? Resurrect. 57% says they want to resurrect their favorite canceled show. Or 43% says they want to cancel their most hated show. Um, if I were to bring back a canceled show, what would it be? Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what to resurrect. Would you rather fight 3 bulls at the same time or fight 10 bulls one at a time? You know, 10. Ooh, we have a tie. 50% says they fight 3 bulls at the same time. 50% says they fight 10 bulls one at a time. Yeah, just like one by one. Todo, ole. Just one by one. It's fair. Would you rather be colorblind or have no taste buds? Ah! Gotta quit yawning. Colorblind. 71% says they be colorblind and 29% says they have no taste. Well, if you were to have no taste, then that means you have COVID. But if you're colorblind, everything is like a classic movie from the 1950s or 40s. Hmm. Text or die. Should I try that? Would you rather sing horribly or dance horribly? Dance horribly. 51% says they'd rather sing horribly, and 49% says they'd rather dance horribly. If I were to have the crappiest dance moves ever, they would kick me out of the nightclub. They would kick me out of a school dance, a nightclub, or any other party that involves dancing. They'd rather kick me out for having the most crappiest dance moves. Oh, jeez. Whew, man. At least I did something funny. Would you rather not have the ability to spell, or not have the ability to add? The 47% says they rather not have the ability to spell. 53% says they'd rather not have the ability to add. I've always had the ability to spell and add, but all that ability is gone because I'm not in school anymore. I'm free. Would you rather lose your preferred hand or your preferred foot? Hmm. Hand. 38% says they lose their preferred hand, and 62% says they lose their preferred foot. If I would prefer one of my feet again or hand, left. Because I'm right-handed, and that's much more stronger and much more desirable is being right-handed. Would you rather be in a famous movie or on a popular television show? Hmm. TV, I guess. Would be on a movie too. 59% says they be in a famous movie, and 41% says they'd be on a popular television show. It could be any. It could be any television show. You name it. Same goes with movie. You name it. Would you rather be a child forever or an adult forever? I guess I can be an adult. I'm on YouTube. I'm an adult YouTuber. I started this channel since I was 16. 59% says they'd be a child forever. 41% says they'd be an adult forever. Again, I have been doing this YouTube. I've been in the YouTube business for 7 years. I've started it since I was 16. I just social media'd my way into the adulthood. All right, it's almost 10:30, so we got one more decision to do before the top 5, and that is, would you rather crawl through a pit of spiders or swim through a pool of snakes? Or again, just like last week, spiders. 48% says they crawl through a pit of spiders, and 52% says they swim through a pool of snakes. Again, spiders are small and less dangerous than snakes, because snakes are way dangerous, and I wouldn't want to be there with them. Okay, it's 10:30. You know what time it is? It's time for the top 5 decisions. Ah, crap. No. Would number 5. Would you rather work for a boss you hate but make good money, or work for a loss or work for a boss that you love but make minimum wage? It's worth working for a boss that you love but minimum wage. 76% says they work for a boss they hate but make good money. 24% says they'd rather work for a boss that they love but make minimum wage. Well, I don't know what to say about you people, but working for a lovable boss but for minimum wage, that's crap. Number 4. Would you rather live the life of a cat or live the life of a dog? A dog. 32% says they live the life of a cat. 68% says they live the life of a dog. If I was Jax, I already be 98 years old in dog years. I'd be crapping all over the backyard and all over the place and all over my house and going after those 2 dogs and Nala. I'd be doing all of that if I were Jax. Number 3. Would you rather have the ability to teleport or have the ability to be invisible? Has have I did this before? The ability to teleport or be invisible? I think I did this the previous few would you rather videos. Invisible. 55% says they rather have the ability to teleport. 45% says they have the ability to be invisible. Again, Like if I were invisible, I be scaring my parents to death. Like, is there a ghost? What is that noise? I think it came from the basement. And if I were to teleport, I'd be teleported from here to up there in the kitchen, or from the kitchen down here, or from in here to out there in the other parts of the basement, or here to the bathroom, and bathroom to here, and everywhere. Number two, would you rather never know what time it is or never know what day it is? The time. 51% says they never know what time it is, and 45% says they never know what day it is. I always know the time, but never knowing what day it is? Yeah. So now it's daylight savings time. You'll probably forget it. You'll probably forget that it's daylight savings time when you realize it's still daylight and it's 7 o'clock or 8. All right. It's now time for the number one decision. And what is it? Ah, my gosh. Would you rather be a rich but a stupid footballer or be a genius but a poor scientist? A rich but stupid footballer. 60% says they'd be a rich but stupid football player, but 40% says they'd rather be a genius but a poor scientist. Yeah, I'm a rich and stupid football player who doesn't even know the rules of football. You go the opposite side for a touchdown, the end zone. You call a safety for the other team, and all that stuff. But a poor scientist, you do science, but you have a low rate budget. You should quit being a scientist. Okay, um, that's it for Would You Rather. This has been a testy kind of video tonight since now that we have since now that we have my Aunt Janine and Aunt Therese here and my two little cousins here. So it's probably gonna be a bit of a difficult week. I don't know. Let's see what goes down. Um, that's it for Would You Rather. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you tomorrow for Street Racing 3D. I gotta go charge this phone before it dies on me. Good night, everyone.